Guys, this is Crafty Cat. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. We are here with day 14 of World Watercolor Month. We're at the 2-week point, you guys. We're halfway there, just about, because there's 31 days for this. So we're on day 14. I guess we're not even at the halfway point, because 14 sounds like 2 weeks, which sounds like half a month to me. But really, if there's 31 days, 15 and 15 is 30. So day 15 and a half would be the official halfway point. But in my mind, day 14 always feels like halfway. Anyway, you might be able to see this little pencil sketch that I did. The word today is stretch. And the first thing I thought when I heard stretch was Gumby and Pokey. And I'm sure a lot of you are too young to know who Gumby and Pokey are. They're little clay creatures that I think they were the first Claymation animations. So I looked this up because I watched this as a little girl. I was born in 1964, and I believe this cartoon came out in the 50s. And I must have watched it in reruns in the early 70s because I'm sure I don't remember the 60s because I was born in 64. Maybe I remember 68, 69, but I don't really, you know. But anyway, they were created by a guy named Art Clokey, and he had a whole group of friends, and they were so cute. And the thing that I liked really, other than the fact that they were stretchy and made of clay and absolutely adorable, they could walk into books. So they could walk in and out of books. So if the book was a Western, that's how Gumby met Pokey. Pokey escaped from a Western themed book and Gumby had to go help him. And they have these little creatures called the blockheads who are like the bad guys, sort of. And they kind of look like Minecraft people. They have like the square heads. That's why they're called blockheads. It's just really cute. If you've never had a chance to watch Gumby and Pokey, I don't even know if you'll like it because I like it because of the memories. But when I just rewatched a bunch of them today, I absolutely loved them. So anyway, I found this image on eBay. They're selling some old-fashioned toys for very expensive. So anyway, I was just looking at the image and I tried my best to draw. Gumby was easy. Pokey was hard. His face. I'm okay with the rest of him, but I'll show you the image I was looking at here. So I have my Caran D'Ache Geneve. I don't even know how to pronounce that. This is gouache, and I thought this would be perfect because this is childlike. And this kind of gouache reminds me of being a child in this giant bright red tin. I think it's adorable. And I am going to have something to drink because I'm losing my voice again. And I've got the air conditioner on full blast. And that is because I live in northern Ontario, Canada, and we are in the middle of a heat wave and also a pollution wave. All the smoke from the fires are here. The last 2 days, our air quality has been really bad. I've been struggling to breathe all week, more than all week, but this week has been worse than most. So yesterday, my air conditioner died. So we have air conditioner in the rest of the house too, but in my bedroom, the air conditioner didn't make it. So yeah, we had to fix that, and now I'm better than I was. Or was that 2 days ago? I don't know. I remember Pokey as being red, the little horse, but he is orange with a brown mane and tail. And Gumby is green, and for some reason I remember him being like a greeny blue. But everything I can see of him, he's like a more green than blue. I kind of remember him being more this kind of green than this kind of green. And by the way, when this kind of gouache, or even my other Hemi gouache, when it dries, it feels so nice. It feels like velvety soft. Anyway, I wonder, just side note, I wonder if I could paint something in gouache, let it dry for a long time, and then go over it with soft pastels, and if it would feel like that velvet paper. It might be worth trying, right? I mean, what would it hurt? Okay, so I think we're going to start with the horse. I want this orangey color. Hey guys, so this portion of the video has been sped up 10 times faster than normal so that you don't have to sit through me painting very slowly. So I don't normally paint this fast, of course, but this way you can get an idea of what I'm doing and I can talk to you. It's very hard for me to paint and talk. I'm not good at that. So anyway, right now what I'm doing is I'm going with the orangey red color, and I'm just adding some dark tones, and I mixed a different, like a darker red, and then some lighter tones, and I'm trying to make him look a little bit more three-dimensional. But I really love the horse. I think he's really cute. So now I'm adding the back end of the horse and his little foot. And these are, if you watch the cartoon, it's so cute because they're made of clay. It's claymation, and sometimes they stretch out their limbs, and it's really funny. Sometimes you can see where the person who was molding it put their fingernails in. Super cute though. So Pokey was always my favorite. Pokey is the horse. You're probably going to hear me make mistakes with their names constantly, but Pokey is the horse and Gumby is the little green guy. I believe he's a little boy. He lives with his mom. Uh, all of the characters are made of clay, and the props in the show are toys and hand painted backgrounds. And what's really cute is they can actually walk into storybooks, which I've always loved. I thought that was so really, really cute. In fact, when I remember them in a Western themed book because I think that's where Gumby met Pokey. Pokey escaped from a Western themed book, and I remember Gumby had on a cowboy hat and some spurs, and I thought that was so funny. I didn't know what spurs were, of course, when I was a little girl. I just thought they were shiny stars on his legs. So now I'm adding the little tail. I wanted to make it longer, but that's how short it looked in the picture, so that's what I stuck with. And I'm going to immediately put my hand right into the wet paint and get orange paint all over. But don't worry, I can fix it later. So I'm going with the light yellow, the light green for Gumby, and then I'm going to go over with darker green. I've already mixed the two colors. And if you mix the paint while it's still wet, it mixes like watercolor, so it's really nice. And I'm using the brush to help because it is a thicker paint, but I wanted those two colors together. Gumby is such a simple shape in real life, but I think I made him a little bit fatter than he needed to be. That's okay. My Gumby has gained weight over the years, but haven't we all? So I just sent a copy of the finished picture to my best friend Lori because we had these little figures. And we used to fight who got to play with Pokey and who got to play Gumby. And I didn't know if she'd remember because she's 2 years younger than me. And I'd say we were about 6 or 7 years old, or me, and she was 2 years younger, so like 4 or 5. But she actually remembered, and she also remembered we used to fight over who got to play with Pokey instead of Gumby. So I think her mom went out and bought her a set of figures too. So we had two Pokies and two Gumbies, and sometimes we just played both as Pokey. So I'm turning it upside down to paint the white on the eyes, just so that it's easier to reach. I didn't wait for the paint to dry long enough, so I was being really careful. Now Gumby's lips and his eyebrows and his nose, they're like a yellowy green, like that light green. But it wasn't really showing up, so I went over it with some white after. And I'm just working on their little eyes. These guys are so cute. I was listening to the Osmonds and singing while I was painting this, so I had a really, really relaxing, enjoyable time. So now I'm trying to add some lines to the mane and the tail, but the paint was too watery. I should have gone with the thicker paint. So you'll see me take off the excess water and then just go with thicker paint. And I just was looking to see what I needed to add, and I'm just writing my name, and that is it. Okay, guys, I am back, and this is done to the best of my ability. I couldn't get it any better than that. I was fiddling too much. So we have my version of Gumby and Pokey. Gumby is, of course, the green guy, and Pokey is a little orange horse. And this is copyright by Art Clokey, and I got this particular image from eBay. They're selling this little set of figurines. And that is it for day 14, stretch for World Watercolor Month, almost at the halfway point. I'm super happy with how this turned out. Let's take a closer look. You can see I struggled with the little eyes and the faces, but I got more color variation in Gumby than Pokey, in Pokey than Gumby. Gumby didn't have a whole lot of color variation. So, yeah. And then because I always have this bad habit of putting my wrist right into wet paint, and I got it all over, I added the shadow. I wasn't going to add a shadow, but I had to. And, yeah. So I might go with a pen after this is fully dry. It's not fully dry yet. And I might touch it up with some little white, like around the eyes to make the eyes rounder. I can see where the eye kind of came lower than where it should. Maybe I can fix it. I do have a little bit of green right here. Can I do it without wrecking it? Yeah, okay. Well, that's as best as it's going to be, you guys. I think they're super cute, and they bring back lots of happy memories from when I was a child. And I really enjoyed spending time today. I think I watched like 5 episodes of Gumby and Pokey that was put out in the 50s or 60s. I don't know. Long time ago. I read that they did do a remake in the 90s, but I didn't watch those ones. It was so cute, and I just have to go and erase that little pencil line, but I don't want to do it now because this is still a little bit wet. So yeah. Alright guys, so that is it. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe, the notification bell, all of those things that help as a channel. And most importantly of all, take care. Stay safe, happy crafting, and thank you so much for spending time with me today. Bye guys.